10-4 Forkers. Call sign Sea Monkey here again. Last week, Mystic Mikey, Clinton Brooks, and Leopold Lark got themselves into a bit of a scuff. Mr. Brooks met up with the other two at Valentine's Diner after they had explored the secret haven our beloved Blueberry, aka Lark's mom Paige, left to Mystic Mikey to help fight what she called the uncanny. Then they tried to fight a looming figure between 7 and 8 feet tall who attacked a family out in the parking lot. Could this be one of them uncanny? Hopefully the boys find out. They managed to save a child's life, but the child's father was brutally murdered by the creature. It had a huge maw full of glinting white teeth and a glowing thing on his forehead. You wouldn't believe it, but the sucker bit the poor guy's head clean off. Anyway, that's it for me. It's time to march onward, into the strangeness and into adventure. Sea Monkey out.
You witnessed the murder outside Valentine's at 10:17 on an unseasonably warm September night. It would turn out to be the longest night of your lives. The group of witnesses, including Joaquin and the bereaved mother and son, who you now know as Martha and Shermy Jackson, have been taken back to the sheriff's station for questioning. The Moon Forks Sheriff Station is a boxy affair, all flat surfaces and square edges. The doors are wood, glass, and brass to match the paneling inside. The front desk sits empty. You know Sheriff Bill Dent usually runs it himself. He's a one-man operation, and that includes taking his own calls and greeting visitors. Along the walls behind him are pictures of the Moon Fork baseball team his son Carter played on growing up. Sheriff Dent went on to sponsor them with his catering side business, it would seem. When you look closely, the jerseys read, "Put a dent in it," above their screen-printed numbers. There's only one interrogation room and one cell in the place. The sheriff has deputized Ramone Sandia to keep watch of the witnesses. The Jacksons are taken in for questioning together. You all sit on couches with forest green cushions made of a coarse, woolen, plain weave cloth. Do you all exchange any words? Do you sit in silence? Remember, Ramone and Joaquin are also present.
I think Mikey is visibly shaken by this whole experience, so he's scared. He's terrified, actually. Just stunned silence.
Almost interrupting the silence, I lean over, to Mikey and I whisper, "What the fuck was that?"
I don't know, man. I'm freaked out though. I didn't really know if any of that stuff was real. I don't know, man.
I turned to Clinton and, was that anything you've seen? What the fuck was that?
I'm shaking my head. You two kids are way over your head. Fuming. I look away.
Mikey's like, "Okay, Sheriff, what was that thing? What the hell just happened?"
The sheriff's not here, but
Go get him. We need to
I guess I'm the deputy. Ramone
deputy.
You know Ramone to be the proprietor of the Percolator Museum in town, and actually, Lark, this was the museum that was started by your sister Kate, and she left it to Ramone in her will, which is kind of a weird situation that nobody fully understood because Ramone kind of always worshipped her, but she never reciprocated his affections, but she left this museum to him that was kind of, you know, this rundown, like dusty, nobody really goes or went. But it's this place that Ramone keeps up with, like it's his pride and joy now, because he was given this gift by her sister when she died. But he's like the person that the sheriff turns to when, you know, the sheriff needs extra hands, because the sheriff usually works alone. It's a very small town. But yeah, Ramone's in the room and he just goes, could I don't know, get you some food or...
Ramone, I'm not hungry right now. No, Ramone, I don't... 1 minute he was there, the next minute he was only half there. I don't know what just happened.
You sure you don't want a cruffin?
I want a cruffin.
You want a cruffin? Okay, one cruffin.
Let me get a cruffin.
What about soup?
Cruffin and soup. It's my favorite meal.
Does anyone else want soup? I got one cruffin, one soup.
No cruffin or soup for me, please.
I'll take
Cider?
a coffee.
You want a coffee? All right.
Yes.
Coffee, one cruffin, one soup. That's 2 C's and 1 S. Okay.
Yes. And could you send the sheriff in so we can talk to him about that
I mean,
scary monster we just saw?
You all saw the sheriff just like I did. He's interviewing the 2 bereaved witnesses right now. Can you not have some patience? My goodness.
I'll have a slurp down this cruffin and soup while we wait for the sheriff.
Such a laconic crowd. I'll get the cruffin. He grabs you. He just kind of goes into like the other room. It's like right next to you, and like immediately just comes out with this like cruffin and some tepid coffee and soup. And he kind of like hands them around. He spills a little bit of the soup and coffee. He's a bit of a clumsy guy. And you all see Joaquin as well, kind of just like shaking his head at what the hell Ramone is doing as you all wait for the sheriff. After an hour, the Jacksons are released to their car. Martha and Shermy walk out the front door of the sheriff's station wearing expressions not like they've seen a ghost, but rather almost as if they were trying to play ghosts themselves. Like they look extremely stunned, kind of as Mikey was describing, and their expressions are blank, and they kind of walk at this even pace. And if you didn't see their feet, like if they were wearing long sweeping dresses for whatever reason, you might even say they were levitating. But they're not. They're humans, and they don't cry. They don't betray any emotion. Clinton, you stare into the face of Shermy for a moment, the child, and it's the most tired you've seen someone under the age of 12 look in your life. Joaquin is invited into the interrogation room next. He's questioned and released fairly quickly relative to the first 2 witnesses. Then you see the sheriff beckon you inside the small interrogation room, which you head into. It's nothing but a cinder block box, complete with foldable card table and styrofoam cups for coffee. This coffee appears to have been pretty freshly made, a fresh pot, if you want to kind of refresh the lukewarm Joe that Ramone whipped up for you in whatever room he was doing that in. Sheriff Dent offers you some of the deep black liquid from an old coffee maker while he sets up another folding chair. Well, boys, I'm sorry to have you in here on such a grisly occasion. What is it that you saw?
We saw a fucking guy get bit in half by a fucking crazy-ass monster.
What about... is that corroborated, or...
I don't know what we saw. I can't get it out of my head, but I still don't. I don't know. I don't know.
That's what happened, man. We saw a guy get bit in half by a crazy monster.
There's got to be some other explanation. I don't know. Has anything ever like this ever happened before? What?
When you say crazy monster, would you mind describing this assailant?
Yeah, he was big, really tall, sort of shrouded in darkness, and he grabbed it grabbed a kid and ran off with the kid into the woods. I know a thing or two about monsters. I knew it was hungry for brains, so I pulled out my handy-dandy brain in a jar.
Hold on, I'm just going to stop you there. How did you know this creature was hungry for brains?
Just pure intuition, man. I just knew. It's just, look, I dabble in this sort of thing. I don't know. I think maybe my associate might know a little bit more about this, but I just kind of felt it, just vibes.
Well, you could tell it wanted to eat because it almost had a pharyngeal jaw where, like an eel, a mouth came out, like a second jaw came out and swallowed this man whole. It was a way bigger mouth than it originally appeared, and I just didn't know what to expect. I thought it was a person at first. He was about 7 foot tall, but once he started to feed, you could tell he was not human.
Yeah, I mean, we were trying to save the kid. I chucked the brain at it in the hopes that it would drop the kid and run away, but then he just went and bit the guy in half.
Tyler, how does Clinton look when the sheriff starts questioning the group about how y'all knew that the monster was after brains?
Yeah, I'm not buying what the sheriff is giving out. I'm pretty furious, and kind of like, as these three are kind of going back and forth about this, I interject. Sheriff, what are you doing in here talking to us when there's a brain-eating monster on the loose? What good are you at your job? Go protect the town.
It's interesting because I was told by the other folks that y'all three were heroes. You ran outside, you tried to fight the thing off, you saved Shermy Jackson's life. Then this little weirdo pulled out a brain in a jar, which I guess I have some questions about that. How'd you get that? Why were you carrying it around with you? Do you usually bring brains to your after dinner snack? And then the other strange thing that just doesn't quite line up is none of the other folks were telling me all this hooey about brains. They said, "Oh, my dad got murdered, got, as y'all said, made into a bit of a bloody stump," and the other guy said, "I saw these three doodads run off into the woods with a brain, and then a man got murdered." But I've heard nothing about the creature's motivations, or whoever it was, the perpetrator's motivations. I'm wondering how y'all know about that. Is that plain enough for you, Mr. Brooks?
No one else saw the monster? The family didn't see the monster?
Oh, they saw it. They described it just like you did, but they didn't tell me what it was after outside of wreaking malice in my town.
Well, it was clearly after the kid's upper torso and brains by the way that it was going after it.
Interesting. All right, that's a fair enough answer for now.
Listen, man, I do this for a living, right? I study the paranormal. It's kind of my thing. And this just seemed like a freaking brain-eating freaking guy to me. And I just carry around a brain in a jar. I mean, I don't know why more people don't do that, actually. I mean, to me, you guys are the weird ones, It's like a pretty cool thing to have. Like, in fact, I'm going to go replace it right after this.
Tommy, what is Mystic Mikey's full name? Like, what's on his birth certificate?
That's private.
I'm asking because I think the sheriff would know.
I have not thought about that, admittedly. We could call him... his last name is Wazowski. It's Mike Wazowski.
I mean, it's your character. I'll go there. Only if you want, though. If you want to add that into our world, that's something I will do.
His name is Mike Wazowski. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's a funny thing to hear you chime in on, Michael J. Wazowski. I was reading your file, and seems like you rolled into town, but a bit ago, and all of a sudden weird shit starts happening, and now you got a brain, and you're knowing about monsters, and I got nothing to keep y'all here on. I'm gonna send you on your way, but just know that I got my eye on you. And he says, feel free to grab more coffee on your way out. He opens the door and releases you all. You all head out. Do you want to stay together? Anything you want to do before you all kind of go off to your separate beds? Seems like you wanted to hang out and chat. That's totally fine, but up to you all.
I just feel like we could have a quick debrief, like with just us and no other people.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
All right. So do y'all want to say like you head back to could be could be Lark's place, could be I doubt it's going to be Clinton's, could be Valentine's HQ. You could even go to Mystic Mikey's basement, but that might arouse the suspicions of the Livingston family. But they stay out of your business for the most part, I think, Mikey. But they're a bit nosy. They're parents.
Let's go to one of your guys' places. I'm tired of hosting.
Maybe it's just like we're walking back to the diner, about to go our separate ways, and we're just talking. I don't know.
Yeah. The way we have the map laid out right now is, it's definitely walkable. So you would kind of walk through a copse of trees near the swales and past Memorial Hill, which I imagine is a bit poignant for you, Lark. You weren't expecting to be back kind of so close to your mother's final resting place so soon. But then you eventually reach Granite Lane. There are a few kind of dimly lit street lamps casting what appears to be like a pretty dreary tone over this evening. The rain is pretty misty at this point. It's not really falling. It's more just cascading out over the street. You pass by the Livingston's house and you make it to the diner kind of in this central area. Again, there's another light on in the parking lot, but you are pretty close to the scene of the crime as you have this conversation in this central location before heading your separate ways.
We have to get back into that diner and see what the Haven knew about this monster. I think we should do it now.
We can go back now. We can try to go back now. I mean, you guys think it's like a crime scene or anything like that? It's not going to be like hot.
You don't have any other way to get in? How do you just normally walk straight in? Is there a back door?
No back door, dude. It's a freaking hole in the ground. I just go right down there.
Oh, man. So you're telling me you don't know anything about this? You've been reading up on all these guys, and
I mean, I know that there's like a long time ago that the community was beset by two types of scary monsters from the ocean. One was interested in stealing body parts and one was interested in stealing brains or minds or thoughts or feelings, that sort of thing. So it could be related to that. It could not be. I don't know. But there might be something in the records. Go ahead.
Just to clarify, the logbooks describe like two sorts of monsters, and there were many in the logbooks. Okay. As you discussed, one was interested in human technology and human body parts. That was one kind, and the other was more just bent on like destruction. Like it wasn't interested in a particular thing. It didn't seem. It was just like murder spree.
Got it. I mean, this could be one of like the crazy murder monsters that, that is in the logbooks, but there's so many different types. I mean, we can look a little bit closer and see if there's anything that kind of matches the description of something that's giant and shadowed and maybe interested in biting things in half.
Okay, I think what's most important too is just making sure we take notes on everything that just happened. It happened at night. It went after a kid at first, 7 feet tall, was by itself. Didn't seem like it wanted to communicate with us, but I don't know. We need to make sure that we, catalog everything we can, because we need to, get on top of this now. What was that?
All right. I mean, we can go do some research. Yeah. Let's go check out the logbooks.
I want to hear how you usually get into Valentine's, but after seeing you all out and making sure all the witnesses were kind of witnessed, taken care of, Ramone is actually standing out in the parking lot, like just by the crime tape, and like listening to a little radio. It's just kind of playing this, super off tone for how tragic. It's playing this kind of like 70s, 80s, like synthy music. and that is kind of cascading out upon the concrete just like the mist. And he's under this one streetlight in the parking lot that you can see kind of just standing right by the crime scene. Now, that said, that's kind of on the side of the building, so you will be able to get in. You just want to make sure that probably he doesn't see you, because then there's just going to be more questions. So there is like some stakes to getting in this late at night, but you can definitely do it. That's the scene.
Yeah, I mean, I usually just go straight back through the kitchen and, just try to do it quick. But, I mean, it's still kind of hot around here. We might want to be a little sneaky. Maybe we sneak around back or something like that.
I agree. We should sneak around back, but we should do this quick because time is of the essence with monsters like this.
All right. I imagine you were at some point given a key by Paige before she passed away to get into Valentine's, and you kind of slip in the employee entrance, head through the kitchen, and head down into your Haven HQ with Ramone being none the wiser as he stands out and listens during his late night vigil. You make it down into the Haven that Mystic Mikey described. The logbooks are on the bookshelf near all of the protection runes that he had a great time installing. And are there any other kind of like details or decorations that any of you want to like add to this space? I know Mystic Mikey was the one kind of putting it together, but if Jack or Tyler have like interesting just thoughts or ideas for little quirky things in the space, always open to hearing those as we kind of build the fiction.
I think it makes sense to have some, around, maybe not around the whole perimeter, but just a section where there's some jars with little guys in formaldehyde, little body parts. They could look, unnatural or, whatever, but it would fit in with the brain if he's got a section of like little formaldehyde guys.
The specimen rack.
Yeah.
Amazing. What do y'all do now that you're down in the Haven?
I'm going to go grab the logbook and start going through logbooks.
Logbooking. Okay. You all are looking for what I imagine to be, you're reading the logbooks at Home Folks HQ. Your eyes gravitate. You kind of flip them open as you are poring over them. And I kind of want you all to roll investigate. Whoever's doing this, roll investigate a mystery, because that's going to be, you're going to be studying the logbooks, and then the questions you ask, you're going to be kind of gleaning that information.
What's the modifier on investigate a mystery again?
Investigate a mystery. When you investigate a mystery, roll plus sharp.
I have +2 sharp. I don't know. What do you guys?
I mean, we can all roll it. We can all read through a logbook, I assume.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
You definitely can. Just remember that, like, the more people who roll, the more chance that there will be a bad thing that happens. Because if anyone fails, there could be a hard move. So just keep that in mind. But everyone can roll. That is true.
I'm definitely looking through a logbook, so I'll roll first.
Okay.
I rolled a 6 with +2 sharp.
All right. On a 7 to 9, hold 1. One hold can be spent to ask the keeper any of the following questions. And as y'all, if other people want to roll, they can definitely do this as well. What happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go? What was it going to do? And what's being concealed here? So obviously, like, not all of these, really can be gleaned. Like where did it go is probably not going to be in play. But kind of everything else could. So what question do you want to ask?
I think, what kind of creature is it?
Yeah. What sort of creature is it? You are flipping through this logbook and you're seeing that there is, Lark, you actually notice that there's somewhat of a like classification system. It's pretty crude. But you have these kind of two factions that they just call like faction 1 and faction 2. And faction 1, they kind of, some of the writers and note takers appear to refer to them as gatherers. And faction 2, Some of them refer to them as like rampagers. So you have gatherers and rampagers. And within those classifications, there are like other, subclasses. So you are flipping through and you fall upon a subclass called devourers. And so devourer type uncanny want to eat humans whole or half whole. They can come from either faction that we've identified, is what the logbook says. And so while you think that, devourer types probably lend themselves to rampagers more naturally, it's possible that there's a devourer type in the gatherers and they're doing some, like there's a reason for their devouring what they devour, if that makes sense. That's what you find as far as what kind of creature is it. It's it could be, since that it wanted brains, it's possible that this is a gatherer devourer.
Okay, I want to roll because I'm also reading the books, so I'll roll. So I got a 7 + 2.
Great. If Mystic Mikey wants to help out, you could add a +1 to that, or we could just let this ride if you only have one question you want to ask anyway.
I'll kind of help out. I'm like,
You should check out page 326. That's where all the good stuff is.
Why didn't you say that before?
I was playing with the specimens.
Mystic Mikey's already read these cover to cover.
Yeah.
So Mystic Mikey, roll plus help or help out. When you help another hunter, roll plus cool.
Ooh, yeah, that is going to be good. Dirty 12.
Amazing. You, on a 7 to 9, you would have exposed yourself to trouble or danger, which I don't know how we would have resolved that, but that could have been interesting.
Evil book.
Evil book. But you just add a +1, so you can ask 3 questions. Or no, you hold 2. You hold 2. Lark. So what happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go? What was it going to do? What is being concealed here?
Okay, so I want to know, I guess, just behavior. So I guess what would it have done? Obviously, you said eat, but I'm wondering if there's anything else that it, typically does in terms of behavior. And then obviously, like, what can hurt it as well.
Yeah, so what was it going to do and what can hurt it? We'll take each of those. So as far as what was it going to do, you're studying the entries that Mystic Mikey pointed out, and they were all on this case study that we mentioned last time of the thief. So that was the humanoid individual that could just create these tentacles at will, and at first was caught stealing toasters, and then eventually returned and began stealing human hands, which was far more grisly of a mystery. And you read, the thief was trying to steal human hands, likely to study them. When we caught the thief and found its stash, it had so many, almost 15. Why wasn't it satisfied with 1 or 2? Was it trying to fulfill a quota? And that's where the note ends. So from that, you glean that there's a certain number or a certain kind or a certain quality of thing that gatherers are trying to collect. So that's probably as far as like what was it going to do or what is it trying to do is like it's trying to collect some number of things or some quality of things or some quota of things. And from Clinton, you learned that it was brains that it was likely after. So that's kind of the answer there that you gather from the notes. And then, as far as what can hurt it, you read, the thief was defeated by using what it wanted as bait. However, it wasn't as hardy as some other monsters. Its weakness was mental. For more physical specimens, consider combining what it wants and what it does to get it. That's kind of what you read for gatherers in general. And then you see another note in the margins for a rarer case. Devourer types can be defeated only by the material of their comrades, right? So you read that and you kind of read through some of the more cryptic notes. And apparently that means, and some of the Helms folk tried creating weapons like this that didn't fully make it out of prototyping phase, but they used some of the defeated monsters like skin, scales, etc. to fashion weapons that could defeat Devourer type monsters.
it seems like we could go check out the crime scene and learn more. I mean, we definitely got a good start here, for sure. It is pretty late, though. We could go to bed. I mean, it is a little... I mean, we know Ramone is out there. It might be a little weird to, like, you know, snoop around in the middle of the night around the crime scene that we were kind of just implicated in a little bit.
I did have a thought about Ramone, obviously, because, you know, he has an affinity for my sister, and he obviously cares a lot about the Percolators. I was thinking that I could tell him that I just found a crazy vintage percolator on Facebook Marketplace to kind of go distract him. So that's what I was thinking.
It is 1996. So there's no Facebook Marketplace.
Okay. Sorry. But whatever. I just found one at a 1 a.m. yard sale. You know, something ridiculous. But one of my characteristics is see it all fits together, where you can use sharp instead of charm. And I got +2 sharp, and I'm trying to manipulate him. So I'm thinking I can kind of, I don't know, pull the bag over his eyes.
We should return to the crime scene.
Yeah, well, it's still fresh, you know, and it's also night, so there'll be like fewer people out that we have to worry about. I figure I can kind of try to trick Ramone.
And Lark, you have a very good relationship with Ramone already. Like, he was really sorry, obviously, when your sister died, and was around to help you and your mom with preparations and stuff. Kind of like this outsider, obviously, from the family, but he was always nice, and he helped out then. So that's kind of the nature of your relationship. You head out the back way again of Valentine's, through the walk-in freezer, out the door, and you creep around the side of the building. Ramone is still there. You can see he's kind of doing a little dance where he like puts one foot kind of in front of the other and touches his toe down to the ground, just to kind of keep himself awake, dancing to this synthy music that is going on out of his little carry-around radio. What do you do?
I whisper out of the side of my mouth to both Clinton and Mikey, "You guys stay here." Ramone, it's so good to see you, man. I know we just saw you a couple minutes ago, but walking home, I walked by the Jeffersons' house, and they put their trash out, but for some reason it wasn't all in bags. Maybe they wanted people to just come take the nice stuff they still had, and I noticed that they had a few pretty cool percolators.
Lark, man, it's the middle of the night, dude. Go get some rest. I mean, we can like go figure this out tomorrow, can't we?
Yeah, we can, but it's trash day tomorrow, so I figure they come at like 6 a.m. I didn't go out there looking for percolators or anything. I just happened to, you know, walk by on my way back from the police station, and I figured it might be interesting to you because I know that like you try to take in as, you know, many unique percolators as you can to the museum, and I know it was like really important to my sister, and it's just been a tough day for me, so I kind of wanted to, you know.
Oh my God, you're right. It is trash day tomorrow. Oh man, but the sheriff's gonna be just so pissed if I just don't do my deputy duties. I can't believe he always chooses me to deputize. I really want this. Go ahead and roll. Manipulate someone.
Okay, so I got 7 + 2.
Okay. If one of the other characters can justify a help out here, I would be open to it, but if not, we can let that ride.
I don't know if it makes sense. I mean, we're hiding.
Yeah, I think it doesn't make sense. I think
okay.
You know.
So on a 7 to 9, they'll do it, but only if you do something for them right now to show that you mean it. If you ask too much, they'll tell you what, if anything, it would take for them to do it. Okay. And he says, I mean, Lark, dude, like, you're so right, and I'm really sorry about your dear mother. Being by Kate's grave again was pretty tough for me too. I'll tell you what, it means a lot that you came out here to tell me. Would you mind go just grabbing it for me? I can't leave my post here, man.
I mean,
or like, could we go
I'd
together?
be happy. Yeah, I'd be happy to go grab it with you. I'll show you right where it is. I kind of need someone with me right now because it's been such a hard day.
You're right. Okay, that's enough for him, especially with your past relationship. So you won't be present to investigate the scene, but you two go off together. Now, unfortunately, we're gonna have to play out a scene where you kind of lead him around and pretend like it's gone, I guess. But we'll do that. We'll do that later.
What do you
And
mean, unfortunately?
Clinton and Mystic Mikey, you see Ramone and Lark walk off into the darkness, and you are given access to this crime scene.
I'm walking over there and I say, wait. And I pause and kind of take a look around. And then I grab Mystic Mikey's hand and I say, Mikey, close your eyes. And I'm going to kind of start to squeeze his hand. And while that's happening, I have my spooky power as the sight. So kind of while that's happening, I'm going to try to see if I can see any spirits or magical influences at the crime scene.
Okay, yeah. Do you have to roll for that, or is it?
It's just that you can see the invisible, especially
Okay.
spirits and magical influences, and it gives you more opportunities to spot clues when you investigate a mystery.
Okay, sweet. Spirits or magical influences.
So
I'm thinking.
I'm kind of
through.
scanning the crime scene while I'm squeezing Mikey's hand.
Yeah. The main like spirit vibes you get are actually coming from like your own pocket and the lighter that you use to like summon Cronoa. You don't really, it doesn't feel like there's a whole lot of like spooky stuff going on as far as like the aura that the monster left behind. Like the spooky stuff is the monster and the thing that you're communicating with to get inside the monster's head. But as far as like what the crime scene looks like, the main like point of interest that you get as you look around, and Mikey's like so earnestly closing his eyes and giving you his hand, is you do notice that there's like a huge and pretty interesting like blood stain that was left behind, and there are some footprints that are coming from the blood stain, which you assume to be, belonging to the individual that perpetrated this. But that's what you see. You don't see anything spiritual or overly ghosty in the night.
Okay. I let go of Mikey's hand and I say, all right, Mikey, see those blood prints? Let's go check them out and follow them.
Okay, so you all are having a look at this crime scene, specifically the big blood stain and the footprints emanating out from it. Go ahead and one of you can investigate a mystery, or both of you if you'd like. But remember, you're in dangerous territory here. So if it's a hard move, it might get bad.
I will investigate the mystery.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do it as well.
So I kind of crouch down and I'm looking at the bloody footprints, and I roll a 7 plus sharp, which I have 2 sharp, so 9.
All right, on a 9, you hold one of the questions. And Mystic Mikey, do you want to wait until that question is answered?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so the questions are: what happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go? What was it going to do? And what is being concealed here?
I guess my natural question would be, where did it go? Kind of like I guess maybe looking at the trail of the blood prints.
Yep. So where did it go? You can track the blood prints pretty clearly off into the outskirts of the Beak Lamp State Forest, which is a bit off of the road, but you can see the blood stains like crossing a bit of the parking lot and an abandoned area that is then, disappearing into this soft moss and dewy grass as the blood was probably wiped off of their feet. But I imagine you pull out like a little flashlight or maybe use your lighter to light the way, and you follow them to the edge of the woods.
This way, Mikey.
I'm coming.
Yeah, the creature escaped into the woods. And you also notice that I'm not going to give you like much about the reason why, but as you're looking at the blood stain, you do notice that like what start off as like very athletic steps, as if like the creature was breaking off into a run, eventually slow pretty quickly actually to like a more like dragging, sluggish step.
Mikey, you see this? These steps are getting closer and closer together as we get to the edge of these woods. What do you think that means?
Maybe he's getting, it could be maybe he's just getting tired, or maybe he's transforming or something like that. I have no idea. But it's definitely weird. And he's got to be somewhere out in these woods, right? Like there's no way he's not just hanging out in there somewhere.
We got to follow them out there, right? Let's go.
Without Lark?
Let's pivot over to Lark now. Lark and Ramone are getting ever closer to, I believe you said, the Jefferson's house. And Ramone goes, "This is actually great news, Lark, because I mean, business has been kind of how it always has been, which is like non-existent. So maybe bringing in like a little new piece to the place and like livening up the exhibits a little bit could be great. And it's from a local kind of donor, we can say, and like maybe even celebrate the Jefferson family a little bit. But boy, do I love percolators. I'm really glad you're bringing me toward this one. Look, it's just around the corner here."
Ramone, I can't thank you enough for spending some time with me tonight. It's been such a hard few weeks and honestly a hard few years. I know my sister meant a lot to you, but every passing day, I take time to, realize that I didn't spend enough time with her myself. And I know that the museum lives for her through you. So I just really appreciate everything you've done for us and our family. And I swear, this percolators are right up here. We're almost there, man.
Oh, it's really good. It's good to spend time with you too, man. I mean, Kate was just awesome, and it's an honor to kind of keep her dream alive and spend a little bit of time with what I know she loves. So it's my honor. And oh, I don't see anything out on the grass like you said. What's kind of what do you think happened? It was supposed to be
As
right here.
as we've been walking the past 100 yards, because obviously we both know the town, I've been getting more and more nervous. For the most part, it was internal, but as we get closer, I'm starting to get a little bit more jittery, and I'm like, Ramon, I know I haven't been here so much. I know that when I am here, I haven't been able to spend much time with anyone because I'm out in you know the lake for the most part. But I was wondering if you could, tell me how my sister Kate was in the final couple years, and the percolators. It's right up here. I'm just feeling really down today, man.
I'm happy to talk about Kate. I mean, we are at the Jefferson's house, and I don't see anything. Are you sure it's like it was around here? Was it? Is this the wrong street?
It must be the next block because it wasn't in the bags. It was right next to it.
Oh, okay. You all start walking toward the next street, and he goes, "Yeah, man. I mean, Kate, like, she obviously was into this weird stuff with percolators and vintage coffee paraphernalia, and the museum was a lot more lively when she was around, mainly just because like I don't think anyone, and she'd be rolling in her grave if she heard me say this, but I don't think anyone cared any more about the percolators back when she was alive. I just think they cared about her and supporting her and her vision for kind of coziness and joy and the joy she brought to this town, man. Like the day the day she left was the day that it got a good bit darker here in Moon Fork. So I miss her every day. I know that can sound strange to her brother, but during her last few years, it all happened so suddenly with her death. But she was the same old Kate, kind of bringing joy and bringing just such life to the place. I always think it's funny that she liked old stuff because she was like the most vibrant and vital thing around.
Okay, as he's telling me this, he's been talking for a couple of minutes now, and we've been walking along the street, and everyone's got their garbage out as it is. And after we pass the Jeffersons, obviously he's getting more and more, aware that, I'm just acting strangely. Um, but we walk by this garbage can, and the lid is open because maybe some raccoons or something got in, and there's just like a really just busted up mocha pot, and I'm like, oh my god, here it is. Here's what I went to show you. But when he sees it, he's almost offended because it's such a basic percolator. But, in my novice, unprepared, or, I feel like I try to play it off like, oh man, I found you this wonderful new piece, but it's just the most basic mocha pot.
Yeah, I think like you are looking into, different piles of trash and you're like, is it here? Is it there? And I'm not even sure there is like a real coffee maker there, but I think like Ramone like understands or thinks he understands that you like just needed some company, and this was kind of your way of getting him alone and talking about family and just having some, time with someone you can call a friend. And he gives you a knowing look and he says, "Come on, Lark, let's go get you to bed." And you all walk off. He kind of drops you off at home, and kind of walks off into the night, listening to that synthesizer music that he kind of flips on once he's a little bit away, and it echoes down the street. Lark, do you want to like run back and join the investigators? Because we're gonna hop back to them soon, or are you gonna kind of turn in? I know you're tired.
There's no way for us to communicate, right? Like we don't have some sort of a radio system, right? Yeah, no way for us to communicate. No. I think I probably realized that I'm so far away at this point, and I've kind of done my job. It's not that I'm leaving them necessarily. It's just that I figure I won't be able to catch up with them. So I think I kind of go to sleep.
Let's hop back to Mystic Mikey and Clinton. They are on the edge of the woods investigating these strange footsteps.
We got to follow into the woods. Let's go.
Okay, sure, I guess. I mean, you're the woods guy around here. You're the guy who's always traipsing around the woods, so I guess I'll trust you.
You all head into the woods. What are you doing to kind of try to track? Because these footprints disappear, and you don't really have any other information as to where the individual that perpetrated this act could be.
Yeah, I think that we follow them for as long as we can, and then maybe like at a certain point we lose the trail a bit, and I'm like, Mikey, close your eyes again. And I take the lighter out of my pocket, and I flick it to kind of see if that'll give me any guidance or not.
Mikey, are you like opening your eyes at all, like sneaking a peek?
Absolutely, yes.
You're sneaking a peek. Okay, so
100%.
As you all kind of venture out into this huge swath of dense pine and Douglas fir that swallows most of the southeast corner of Moon Fork, in Beak Slamp State Forest, which extends for miles beyond the town limits. You're kind of there in this fragrant evening. Anywhere that light is shed, it is emerald hued, which kind of like plays nicely with Mystic Mikey's soft glow. But it is pretty pitch dark, and Clinton flicks on his lighter, which takes a moment to ignite. And Clinton, you don't hear anything.
I'm pretty aggravated by this. I'm kind of flicking it again and again. Tell me something. Tell me where to go next.
Mystic Mikey, you see Clinton talking to his lighter.
What the hell is what is up with that lighter, man? Why are you talking to the lighter?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Yeah, I would.
This fire yesterday, it told me to meet you. It told me to go to the diner, and all of this happened. I got to talk to it again.
The fire told you to meet us?
I said what I said.
Okay. I mean, why do you think it's not lighting now? Any ideas?
If I knew that, Mikey, I'd do something different.
Well, I'm not a tracker. I have no idea how we're going to continue to follow these paths. So I don't know. I mean, we could try to find a way to maybe consult this fire spirit elsewhere, I guess. It clearly doesn't want to come out right here.
Maybe we need to find a bigger fire.
I mean, I have a flamethrower in my backpack. if you're interested in me whipping that out, but that seems like a poor choice at this particular moment. I mean, it's pretty woodsy around here. Like,
yeah, you're straight up in the woods. Like, you would definitely be flirting with potentially getting a citation from the Forestry Service.
Yeah, and potentially cause like an ecological disaster.
God damn it! we've lost the trail. I can't see anything else. Do you have any bright ideas to get us out of here, or to find something else?
I could act under pressure, I guess, to just try to see if I could just like see any clues whatsoever. But
Yeah, I mean, there's no pressure is the thing. And like this is the
Yeah.
sort of, narrative moment where we would take stock and like if there was something you were doing to, that is adding pressure to the situation or there's a bad situation, that could be a move. But right now it just seems like you've come to the end of the trail and you need to do a bit more research. The way this game kind of works is like there are obviously like things that the monster is doing behind the scenes, and that's like kind of what the keeper has is like a countdown for what the monster is going to be trying to be doing at each juncture. And then you as players, it's not only about like just going straight for the monster, it's about like searching out different things that you can do to make sure that when you meet the monster, you're going to be ready, right? So even if you all were able to encounter it right now, you don't have a weapon, made of scales or flesh from other uncanny, and you don't have the information about potentially the other way that you could get at a gatherer's weakness, which we talked about in the logbooks. So right now you're thinking you could learn more about the forest, which Ranger Anchorage Wynn is, an active member of the town. You could go talk to them when it's talkable hours, and you could try to roll preparedness back at the Haven tomorrow to try to find this weapon, Mystic Mikey. You could try to learn more about or investigate those footsteps again to try to figure out like more about more about the other weakness. You could also just go to bed and like I said, try to do these things tomorrow. I mean, there's a lot of doors that will open up once it is daytime because that's when people are going to be out. And then just to give everyone a sense of like when you have everything you need, what you're going to try to do is like we're going to do a planning session basically where y'all are going to get together at the Haven or at Lark's place or wherever at Valentine's Diner. I think would be a great place to stage a scene like this. And you're going to like plan out how you're going to try to like trap the monster, where you want to encounter it, what you're going to do to lure it somewhere. And then you're going to, try to execute that plan in like a final battle with the monster. That's how kind of this role-playing game is interesting and different from others. It's not going to be like you're fighting, a goblin here and a mage there, and it's all leading you toward like the evil king. It's like each arc, there's just going to be one big fight. There might be a few fights in between where you're like a little less prepared or trying to gain some knowledge about it. But those might end up in you running away or the monster running away. And each arc is going to hopefully end in this final confrontation where you all are prepared enough to kill it. And if you're not, bad shit will happen.
I was thinking when I lured Ramone away and they were going to investigate the footprints and stuff, I wasn't in my head thinking that they were trying to encounter the monster, but because, we threw some things at it and there's blood involved and it's running away and it's getting fatigued. I'm wondering when they're tracking the footsteps, not trying to find the monster necessarily, if there's anything that might have fallen off the monster or, because we just read that it's killed with its own, skin and whatever. So I was just wondering if that was a possibility that maybe something had fallen. Obviously I'm not there, but that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. They didn't see anything falling off the monster. I'm going to give you all did clearly see these footsteps. So go ahead and roll straight up sharp rolls, Mystic Mikey and Clinton, and see what you can glean from the footsteps looking a little bit sluggish as they make their way off into the woods.
8.
I got an 11. Yeah, 11.
Okay, with an 11, Mystic Mikey, you realize that likely what this is it's almost like you've interacted with some townies, some burnouts in your day, in your days of doing the alien grind, carnival barking at all hours outside of local bars and hotspots. And these are the type of footsteps you would have seen on like a drunk person or like a person who's inebriated, and they go from like so athletic and driven to that pretty quickly. So what you glean from that is like potentially after feeding, this thing gets a lot more weak, or its powers are a little bit numbed due to its feeding. So it almost has this gluttonous urge that once it is fulfilled, it becomes sluggish, or at least acts like a drunk person. That's what you can glean from the footsteps. As you all, I assume, like head back home, we can actually, yeah, I was gonna ask, like, Mystic, Mikey, and Clinton, are you all kind of like taking a break for the night based on the conversation we just had?
Yeah, I feel like we should maybe schedule a time to regroup tomorrow. I thought there was like another Haven member that we encountered, but maybe it's just dead. Maybe it's just Paige.
No, you did say last episode, or maybe the first episode, like, I gotta introduce you to all the guys, which I thought was really funny because there's no other guys. So, but I like this element of like Mystic Mikey having these like imaginary friends. No, like you all head back to it's bedtime. So you all head back. Clinton, you trudge back to your cabin. What's kind of your bed situation looking like, Clinton? Do you like, I know it's a 1-room cabin. Where's your bed? Or do you sleep on a cot, or what's kind of the deal?
Yeah, this is kind of like a cot that's kind of tucked away in the corner. Like it's one of those kind of like almost like a super droopy, like super thin, kind of like almost like hammock like kind of like bottom to the mattress that kind of hangs down towards the floor.
Interesting. You climb in there with a begrudging look on your face. Another day. And Mystic Mikey, what about you? Where's kind of the bed go in your workshop space?
Mystic Mikey has a twin bed. It's on like a bed frame. You know, he's not totally disgusting, but you know, it's also not super nice. Some pretty basic sheets, nice kind of cozy flannel blanket. I mean, ultimately, this is like a 19-year-old kid. He loves to sleep. Yeah,
He's a cozy camper.
He's a cozy camper.
And you don't have to construct it every time before you get in, I assume.
No,
It's already built. That's great.
Yeah.
And what about you, Lark? What are you working with in your unset up apartment?
I think I have a pretty big bed. I think I prioritize sleep and appreciate the time I have to myself when I'm sleeping. So even though I don't need it, I think the only thing in my bedroom is a bed, and it's a pretty big one. Also, I guess also a king. I guess not a California king.
The common character traits we're seeing just across like 2 or 3 characters is we love trudging, we love like grumbling about stuff, and at least Mystic Mikey and Lark really prioritize sleep, which is awesome. You all are excited. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, it's not necessarily that I prioritize sleep. I think it's that the fact that when I'm here, like, because sometimes I'm out in the field, when I'm home, the thing that matters most is the sleeping.
Yeah, that makes sense. And as you all kind of are getting excited for bed, I know I said Clinton hopped into bed, but not quite yet, Clinton. You all open your doors and we kind of see this triple framed scene. We see each one of you walk into your house, and Clinton, I imagine for you, it's like slid under the door. Mystic Mikey, for you, I imagine like the Livingstons brought it down, put a Post-it note on it, like this was left for you in the mail. And Lark, you probably pull it out with a number of other sort of letters in your mailbox that are kind of been building up as you've been away. You all find a flyer and you read it. It says, cider, donuts, slides, pumpkin patch, games, and more. Come out and have some fall fun for the whole family. Leave the kids at home for the movie, though. In the evening, we'll be screening 1980 horror film Motel Hell for our adult guests. Gather in the pumpkin patch, bring a blanket and camp chair. Someone to hold your hand wouldn't hurt, too. This is the inaugural Moonfork Harvest Festival flyer, and you all are invited. But as you read, especially the people who know about the town, it kind of like doesn't make any sense because like Moonfork has never been a farming town. There's never been a harvest. It's like business when it had a business was based on the cannery. So you're like, Harvest Festival, what the hell? There's a reason there hasn't been one. And you see this festival is taking place between the two swales that are not Memorial Hill tomorrow. And in fine print below the advertisement, you read the following: co-sponsored by Malone Realty and Insurance and the Moon Fork Lodge Committee. And this is kind of playing in your head as you all crawl into bed. You know that Moon Fork Lodge Committee is kind of a front for Turner Renfro's effort to revitalize the old cannery into kind of a bougie resort, which a lot of the townspeople are split on because it would bring more money into the town, but it's the cannery has kind of been this strange and haunted and certainly vaunted place because a lot of people in town are in town because their mothers and fathers used to work there. And then Malone Realty and Insurance is the company of Ted Malone, a local business person who has visited from British Columbia a couple times. And it's rumored that he's trying to buy up a lot of real estate. You're not exactly sure why, but here they are trying to kind of put on the inaugural Moon Fork Harvest Festival. And this is what plays through your head as you head off to bed. And we're going to end there.
Weird America, would you give me this one thing? It's medieval, but it's as modern as something on the radio or the phone you can't put down. Weird America, I'll be seeing you around. Weird America, I'll be seeing you on the swales today.
Soil Day Radio.
For a community of weirdos built on words. Find out more at soildayradio.com.